name's Flamur Haxhiavdija. I'm a third-year student in the IDST program, focusing on economics and statistics with a little bit of poli-sci and commerce in there due to the nature of the program. I'm in my first work term, which means I was searching for jobs all of last semester on top of the 3 courses I was taking. So I applied to about 65 or 70 jobs through manual applications. And by manual application, I mean actually writing a cover letter, sending a resume specifically to a certain job. And I applied to about 20 more jobs I applied to jobs within big corporations like BlackBerry and RBC, where you send the same resume to however many jobs. So I rounded out about 65 manual, 20 you want to call it like quick form. I got between 7 to 10 interviews, 5 from the same company and 5 from different firms and companies. I'd start, kind of just sifting through them. So I'd start with jobs that were related to economics and finance, and then I'd go down to jobs in accounting, and then I'd go to jobs, greater and greater search terms, you could say. I would go into marketing, communications, anything to do with HR. So basically, and as the semester went on, I was more willing to apply to take any job and apply to any job. So I was never picky to begin with. I believe it's really important to try and get any reasonable position as in your first search term. There are a lot of factors, but I'll boil it down to opportunity and the field where I wanted to study. So the other job was tied into helping the proprietor of the real estate firm in his tech side of work. Whereas Stats Canada, I was hired as a junior analyst, so I'm doing a lot of data analytics. And here I was able to, from the job description, including accounting, economics, and within a statistics agency, I was so pleased to take this job because it was my field to study and my initial interest. So I got offered my first job December 19th, I want to say, a couple days before Christmas break. And I had 3 or 4 interviews just in the weeks leading up to that. December was a very busy month. So getting my first offer December 19th, I was very excited. I had applied to so many jobs. Winter break is coming up. I'm worried. Am I getting a job? Am I not getting a job? What's going on, right? A million thoughts going through my head. And I get this offer and I'm very excited. Wait to hear from other ones. End up getting the StatsCan offer on December 23rd. So literally the day before Christmas break. And I had done the interview 2 weeks prior. So I thought it was game over. But then I got a call and an email out of nowhere. So I was happy when that happened. It was really easy to be upset with myself for not attaining the positions I wanted. But you need to really understand that, especially in an uncertain job market like we're currently facing, with lowered amount of jobs and more competition for each position, that's a factor that you have no control of. So you can't get mad at yourself for something you can't control. But anything you can control, you need to put 100% into. In the first month, I was definitely much more lackadaisical and much more relaxed and laid back about my job search, not realizing that there's serious competition that goes on for these positions, and I needed to step my game up. So not only do you need to be motivated to compete, you need to persevere. Because just when I thought I wasn't getting employed, I got my dream job. And I literally mean I was through the roof happy. I was ecstatic. So being competitive and being willing to go through the growing pains. You need to understand that you need to be able to fail before you can succeed, especially in the job search. Because I went in with a big ego, thinking I was going to get a big position doing what seems like bare minimum back then. Mm-hmm. So definitely perseverance and competitiveness are two things I'm happy I know now that I didn't back then. In regard to how I was feeling really down. I was not impressed with myself at all. I thought I would get more interviews. I thought I'd get more emails back. I thought it wasn't supposed to be this hard. That's what I was thinking. But over time, you realize that, okay, under the circumstances, COVID-19 has caused a kind of shrink in the economy, a shrink in the positions offered. Students have a harder time getting hired because for many variables and many factors. So I took a step back there and wasn't as hard on myself, but I still had demands for myself. I said, you're not going to quit. You're not going to give up. You can't do that, because then you'll for sure end up without a job. That was probably, by the time I was really starting to be worried about not getting a job, that was probably mid to late November. It's really easy to get down on yourself, and you should demand a lot from yourself in those moments, but don't go too hard on yourself and start, discounting how good you are at whatever you're. A summary of the most important pieces of advice is step up resume and your cover letter game. That's really important because that's the first impression they get of you. Second is perseverance. Don't stop looking for jobs and apply to any job within a reasonable category. In all fairness, even if you're not cut for the job or you don't think you're cut out for the job, if you land an interview, that's experience. This is all a learning experience. So that's number 2. 2.5, be open to criticism. That's how you learn. And 3 is don't let your negative thoughts manifest. I'm really serious. I got a job on the last day before winter break, before we started going into applications in January to start in January, before we started literally the final stretch of if you don't get these, you get nothing. Persevere, apply to anything you think will be useful and then some, and reach out to resources. We're not in this alone. We have a lot of people helping us out. We have a lot of people rooting for us. So